What's going on, traders? We got a few things to talk about, but before we start, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, in my last video, I pretty much warned you guys that a drop was pretty much imminent. I mean, the thumbnail said it all. I pretty much said a major dump is coming. And granted, I did not expect all my price targets to be hit in one day, except for one. Okay. So, we're going to talk about that. What happened today? What are my targets from here? What are my expectations from here? And so on and so forth. So, when we're looking at the SPY, I told you guys if we give up 548 on the SPY, we can start heading towards 545, 544, and then 542. If we do head lower from here, I'm looking at 537 as a next potential target here. I don't think we can head lower from here, at least short term. I wouldn't say short term, but at least this week. If anything, we could be looking at a dead cat bounce coming in. It is important to note that tomorrow we do have news. We have unemployment claims and GDP, and then a bunch of other stuff as well. So that can contribute to either a drop further down or a recovery, a dead cat bounce to the upside. What I will say is that if the SPY just so happens to get above 544, I would say 545 psych level to be safe. You can start heading into this liquid area, and you can start heading back towards 552. Okay. For me to be bullish again, because I know that's going to be a question. Like for me to be like really bullish and lean more bullish, I will say we need to get back above 556 on the SPY. If we can get back above 556, we'll pretty much be looking to create a higher high from here, at least above this structure here, and then there's a possibility that we can start at least revisiting previous highs, or either making newer highs. So something to pay attention to as far as the SPY. But as you guys can see, we're at the supply and demand zone. We're at the bottom of this channel. If you're wondering, like, if the channel changed or anything like that from the last video, no, this is just a new trend. The next trend after the previous trend that we broke. Because remember, we had this trend originally, and then it broke, and now we are at a new trend, and it looks like we could potentially bounce from here. It's important to note that I don't think this is a dip buy opportunity. That's just me. I could be wrong. Now, if you're looking at dollar cost average, then by all means do your thing. But I don't think this is a dip buying opportunity just yet. Okay, I do think we still have a little more drop to go. And what I mean by that is looking at the triple Qs. In my last video or two, I want to say, I told you guys 460 is a good buying opportunity. We can go as low as 456, 455 on the triple Qs. So the triple Qs does have more space to the downside than the SPY, and I still can stand on that. I think 456, between 456 and 460 is a good buying opportunity. Okay. Now, it's important to note that not to feed into your bias and actually find confirmation on why where the dip buying opportunities are and why. Okay. So for me personally, we're at the supply and demand zone. We're at the bottom of this channel. We go back in time, we zoom out, we see that every time, let's actually go to the daily time frame because it just looks better and it's easier. Um, you go back in time on the daily time frame, we see every time we hit the bottom of this channel, we bounced. Okay, so that is part of the reasons, or majority of the reason, why I think around this area will be a good buying opportunity for the triple Qs. I told you guys if we break below 468, as far as that gap fill goes, then we can head as low as 460. And it looks like we got pretty close to that target. Whether we head there tomorrow is up in the air. We do have news tomorrow, so that could contribute to that. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at as far as the triple Qs. As far as upside goes, you want to see us get back above, at least I want to see us get back above 474 for me to be somewhat comfortable calling a bullish move. That 474 would be pretty much this gap fill area, and then we can possibly head back towards previous highs, or even make newer highs, which is 510 on the triple Qs. So that's what I'm looking at as far as the triple Qs. Let's look at the Nasdaq real quick. So the Nasdaq, pretty much the same thing here. I told you guys if we give up 19,700, 19,650 range, it can get very, very bad. And I've said this multiple videos. You get very illiquid in this area. We can head as low as about 19,080 on NQ. If we give up 19,000, then that's just extremely bad. Like we're back in a liquid territory, and then we're dropping very fast all over again. I don't think that's going to happen, at least this week. I will say that much, but anything is possible. So just be careful. As far as a retest, as far as a dead cat bounce goes, I will be looking for a retest to 19,700, 19,650 range on the NQ. ES. ES, I told you guys we can start visiting 5450, 5430 range. That's exactly what's happening here. And as you guys can see, we're heading to the bottom of this channel. Again, these channels, mark them on your charts. I keep telling you guys, mark these channels on your charts because they're literally the golden ticket to tell you what's going to happen. All right. Now, if we break below this channel, then that's really bad. But for now, based on history, every time we hit the bottom of this channel, we've bounced. So that's part of the reason why I think a good buying opportunity is on the way. And I could be wrong. I mean, just wait for confirmation. I will say that much. Just wait for confirmation. Wait for some type of bullish signal, whether it's snoozed or TA, whatever the case may be. Just wait for some type of bullish confirmation. But for now, short term things look bearish. Long term things still look bullish as long as we are trading within these channels. All right. So that's what I have for DES. Um, let's go over the Russell. So I want you guys to know that the Russell is very, very sensitive to news. Like it doesn't really move unless we get news, such as rate cuts, inflation data, things of that nature. Otherwise, you don't really see the Russell move too much. So that is important to note. I will say that if anything, the Russell may want to catch up with NQ and ES. That's what I'm thinking is potentially going to happen tomorrow if we do get bad news that the Russell is going to like knock out a quick move to the downside towards this gap fill at 213 and possibly bounce from there. Possibly. All right. So something to note here. In the Discord, we are in 200 puts for September 30th. I alerted to take profit if you have a small account. It was up like a good 30%, about $180 on my end. So yeah, congratulations if you took profit on it. Otherwise, still in the play, still looks like it wants to drop even more. Right here there was just a lot of rejection here, and we broke below the supply and demand zone as well. Bears just continued to try to push this thing down, and they succeeded. So I do think the Russell has more room for downside. So that's what I'm looking at as far as the Russell. Tesla, let's go over Tesla real quick. Um, Tesla just looks terrible. I do have a price target of Tesla at 207, 205. My first target is 213, 212 range. And then after that, we can head as low as 207, 205. What I will say is that if we do get a dead cat bounce tomorrow or Friday, whatever the case may be, maybe not at all. If we do get a dead cat bounce, Tesla can retest 230. If it retests 230 before my price targets, I think that's an excellent opportunity to load in on puts. Tesla just doesn't have anything going for itself right now. I mean, everything's been postponed. Robo taxi. There's nothing really good happening until 2025. So there's just no real reason to be really bullish on this thing unless the market carries it higher. So that's what I'm looking at as far as Tesla. Again, I think it can head as low as 207, 205 range. And if I mean, right here, guys, we're very illiquid, very, very illiquid. It still has more room to the downside. Very illiquid here, and then you see the supply and demand zone here at around 205, lowest about 194. And we've talked about 194 in the past, so if you've been here for a while, then you remember how important that level was. So that's what I'm looking at as far as Tesla. That's really all I have for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. Discord link is in the description below. If you want text message alerts sent directly to your phone on what I'm in, when I'm playing, and things of that nature, then feel free to check out the website below. You can't miss it. It'll just say get SMS alerts, and then everything else is self-explanatory as far as the website. But that's all I have. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. And until the next video, traders, have a good one.